Kasi kanina nakita naman natin kung ano lang yung saklaw ng witness na ito. At if I believe meron pang isang witness na COA rin, no, na mag-testify. So masasagot. Hindi ko muna sagutin yan because that will really be on the merits na. But secondly, doon sa CVP lang, kung, ang sinagot lang namang ng witness is kung saklaw lang nung kanyang time no sa COA ICFAO. So, kung meron bang confidential funds yung previous vice presidents aside from the Vice President Sara Duterte, I'm sure you can fact check that. I think may mga lumabas na rin na ganyan kamakailan, 'di ba? Kung sino mga vice presidents may confidential funds. So, yun namang nasagot ng witness kanina is based on his experience in ICFAO lamang. So, I think the period was from 2014 to 2024 kung di ako nagkakamali.
Attorney, kanina marami po tayong pumayag na mag-stipulate on certain facts, but not on the 11-day period na sinasabi po no prosecution. Can you expound on that? Bakit hindi po tayo pumayag sa stipulation?
Yes, because sa atin, no, yung 11 days kasi may mga explanation yan, may maaari tayong gawin na cross dyan. So, hindi pa muna tayo pumayag sa stipulation doon. But as to the other documents, such as yung mga sinubmit sa COA, maliban lang sa acknowledgement receipts of course, but yung pagdating dun sa mga ano naman naging AOM or notice of suspension, I think those are official documents naman ng COA. So hindi na natin dinidispute yun katulad ng mga ginawa natin dun sa mga cheque na in-encash sa land bank kamakailan. I mean, yung na-discuss kamakailan. Sa acknowledgement receipts. Opo, dahil loose po kasi yan no? They're separate sheets. So we cannot stipulate based on, I think, around 3,000, 4,000 documents. We really have to protect rin naman po the rights of our client. Although, I think narinig nyo rin naman, na-mention ko rin kanina, na kung pwede lang naman, mag-stipulate na talaga kami. Kaya lang, pagdating doon, we really had to take a hard line. Because syempre, we cannot be, we have to be diligent din in our duties as her counsel. And we cannot risk, no? Tapos sa dami ng dokumento na yon, 'di ba? Wala kaming sinasabing baka may pineke or something. I just want to make that clear. Pero ang sinasabi natin is hindi natin alam, 'di ba? So ayaw natin na mag-stipulate sa ganun karaming dokumento. Lalong-lalo na since yung nature nga niya ay acknowledgement receipts, no?
So, for fairness lang, kasi kanina tinanong ko yung POSA, may signature si ED, the financial physical plan, voucher, as a disbursement voucher. And they asked for the significance of the signature. Sabi ni Atty. Torosa is that it ties the Vice President to whatever malfeasance they will find in the spending of the confidential funds.
Well, sa atin, yung mga dokumento na yan ay kinailangan dumaan sa isang proseso, dumaan sa approval. As to the malfeasance, that's for them to prove, no? At sa atin, that's for us to also disprove, diba? So we will find out in the coming days. But again, in fact, as the COA representative said earlier, their audit is limited to just compliance with the joint circular. Nothing further than that, diba?
So, liquidation, whose responsibility is it? Is it the Vice President?
That's something that we will have to discuss in the coming days. No? So I can't answer you muna dyan. But you can read the joint circular and you can see naman sino yung mga accountable officers po talaga doon.
Rephrase kasi.
Oo.
How much is the involvement of the Vice President in terms of
The documents will speak for themselves, sir. I don't want to, again, you're tying me to an answer and I can't answer you because we're delving into the merits. I'm really sorry, sir.
Sir, nakabalik na po kasi JP and ano po yung nirelate sa kanila?
Ang alam ko, hindi ko masigurado kung nakabalik siya. I think nakabalik na based on the schedule. But again, you have to confirm with OVP dahil hindi na po ako spokesperson ng OVP. I think we always forget that. So I'm not privy to the daily schedule of the part. Wala namang anything significant dun sa normal updates na binibigay lang namin sa kanya on a day-to-day basis pagdating dito sa impeachment proceedings.
Sir, meron po ba mga pasabog sa mga isenta kanina
Wala naman po dahil sa aming pananaw, yan naman na ang lumabas sa COA findings, pina-identify lang naman sa COA kung ano yung kanilang naging findings. So kumbaga, nothing that we haven't read before. No, I think ang ang hindi lang nasasagot ng COA pa sa ngayon is ano yung nangyari after ng mga findings nila, 'di ba? Which I'm sure we'll get to in the next few days.
Attorney, how will the defense or how does the defense intend to respond doon sa findings na based on the joint memorandum circular, attorney, meron doon mga beyond purposes, yung mga acknowledgement receipts and beyond the dates that were supposed
Nako.
in the period.
Sorry, Jai, but you'll know when we do our cross-examination. No, when you'll know. Oh, definitely sa cross or even in our evidence in chief kung kinakailangan, meaning if it's our turn. But if we could, but pagdating naman sa cross, we can also ask questions on those matters.
Sir, balikan ko lang si VP. Sir, i-share niyo po sa kanya yung decision ni President Marcos na i-allow yung opening ng mga bank.
Hindi na po. Because that's all in the news. So I don't share things in the news na meron naman siyang sarili ng news monitoring. So I don't share those things na po.
Wala naman siyang comment, sir.
Hindi ko na po na-share. So wala din po siyang comment.
Okay. According to your knowledge, meron pa bang other acknowledgement receipt na may nakapangalan kay Mary Grace Piatos?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm not trying to be evasive. Hindi ko lang po talaga alam. Hindi ko naman namin.
Kasi talagang sobrang, syempre, kilala si Mary Grace Piatos. Kanina, doon sa trial, lumalabas sa 70,000 pesos yung nabigay sa kanya compared doon sa mas malalaki pang mga pangalan.
Hindi ko po alam kung ano yung surmise natin doon sa halagang binigay sa kanya or halagang compared sa iba. I think ang importante po talaga dito, you'll have to wait doon sa ano ba yung naging findings talaga ng COA. No, kasi yung Mary Grace Piatos lumabas lang naman yan sa congressional hearings 'di ba? So ngayon nandito pa lang tayo sa COA, I'm sure magkakaroon ng ebidensya para tugunan yung Mary Grace Piatos issue. Magkakaroon ng ibang witness para tugunan yung Mary Grace Piatos issue. But pagdating naman sa pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, it's really just the COA findings. I don't want to speculate, ma'am. I don't want to speculate. I don't know her personally, so I cannot speculate.
But if pinakita ko nilang ebidensya, testimonya ay kaya natin tapatan yun sa inyong pagsasabi niyo.
Well, ayoko naman sabihin tapatan. I think sabihin na lang natin na kaya nating suriin yung mga naging findings ng COA para mapakita lang sa ating mga kababayan kung ano yung buong storya. No? Because this is just one side of the story. But again, factual lang din naman yung nangyari kanina, di ba? Lumalabas lang naman yung COA findings. So sa ating pagsusuri, as much as possible, syempre factual din lang po tayo. We'll stick with what COA knows. We cannot naman kasi add on to yung limitations ng witness kung ano lang yung participation niya dun sa testimonya na binibigay po niya.
Attorney, bakit kayo nag-object doon sa undated?
Sa akin lang naman po, although again, with all due respect no, to Attorney Kapunan dahil hindi ko naman po gusto talaga mag-object kung hindi kinakailangan. Yun lang kasi parang nabibigyan kasi ng kulay pag ganung mga pangalan. Although she stated naman for the record na she's just reading it the way it's written. So, but to me kasi ang dating sa akin is nabibigyan ng kulay. Of course, no offense meant to Attorney Kapunan. I'm just doing my job as counsel. So I found the question to be objectionable. If you noticed, medyo malimit lang naman yung pag-o-object ko kanina. Maraming bagay na sa tingin ko hindi na dapat objectan. At katulad nga kanina, nagkaroon kami ng issue na ang pinapa-strike out ko yung sagot. Ang sabi, dapat nag-object ako sa tanong. Well, kaya kinailangan kong i-put on record lang na hindi naman kasi talaga objectionable yung tanong. Pero yung sagot, yung objectionable. Kaya lang ako nag-object na, well, actually, I did object. I moved that the answer be stricken off the record. So, may mga ganong bagay, may mga ganong nuances, no? But, again, counsel of Attorney Kapunan greatly. So, I think it was, it was an interesting discuss that. That's not covered by the COA witnesses. No, so we're not yet there. I end of it all. No, marami pang may mga magtetestigo sa prosecution and even on the defense side.
Attorney, another clarification, attorney. What happened during the 30-minute suspension period for our public?
We were just comparing the documents because si Attorney Kapunan, meaning the prosecution panel, was asking for us to stipulate on a list of documents. And as I've mentioned to you last week, kahit na in-expect natin na mas masalimuot yung itong COA na mga witnesses, kung pwede naman nating paikliin, ready din naman at willing din naman ng defense na paikliin. That's why, ang ginawa lang po namin kanina, before we jumped the gun and just said na we were okay with stipulating. Syempre, due diligence lang on our part, kinumpare lang namin yung mga documents sila sa documents namin kung pareho at yun ba talaga yung gusto nilang ma-stipulate. And nung nakita naman namin na pareho, we agreed to the stipulation, to the proposal to stipulate. Sorry.
According to consent, during the pre-trial, you did not agree to pre-mark this set of documents itong tinatawag nyo kanina. Kaya tayo nag-stipulate yun. Hindi na pinag-usapan ng pre-trial.
I think both. I think all documents were marked, no, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, some kasama pa dun sa hinabol. Pero wala kasing we did not agree to stipulate on certain facts noong pre-trial. So itong sa marking, ang nangyari kasi kaya rin sinasabi na common exhibit, at kaya ko rin sinasabi kunyari sa acknowledgement receipts na hindi po siya technically common exhibit kasi although maybe pareho yung dokumento, separate po yung marking namin. Meaning yung marking ng acknowledgement receipt nila, meron din kaming sariling mga set of acknowledgement receipts na minarkahan. Hindi yun yung parang common exhibit na isang dokumento, dalawang marking, prosecution and defense. Yung ang nangyari po dito sa acknowledgement receipts, may sarili silang mga acknowledgement receipts, kami rin may sariling set.
Pero pre-trial, you did not stipulate talaga. Meanwhile,
Because there was no stipulation needed for pre-trial. Ang stipulation na ginagawa sa pre-trial is stipulation on facts. No? Pagdating sa documents, it's really just marking. Sige lang po.
Will you still propose yung presentation because it's offered?
Hindi pa namin masasabi kasi sa ngayon sa PINA pa lang naman yung stage, meaning procedural siya. Compliance lang doon sa PINA. Ngayon, pag dumating yung panahon na i-represent to, nabanggit ko rin to sa isang show the other day na hindi pa naman nawawala yung karapatan natin mag-object as to the admissibility. Kasi ang isang dokumento para maging ebidensya, it has to be admitted into evidence, and to be able to do that, you have to fulfill two requisites, no? Yung competence and yung relevance. Competence meaning dapat po ay naayon siya sa batas or walang nagbabawal sa kanya bilang ma-admit bilang ebidensya. And ang pangalawa is yung kung relevant ba siya. So it will depend on saan gagamitin to, and we will see if we will oppose or not.
Sorry to pose this question. Doon sa mga posible mag-isip, pag walang resibo, illegal ang paggamit ng phone.
Sir, gusto ko sana kayo talagang sagutin pero hindi pa kasi tapos, nasa prosecution pa lang po tayo. Siguro hintayin na lang po natin na matapos din yung cross-examination and even yung defense. Pasensya na po sir, I really understand the question. Kasi nga hangin ngayon, no, na ano pa lang. So let's just wait na matapos itong witness na to. And again, hindi lang ito yung witness, meron pang ibang witnesses to come. Again, I really apologize to you for that.
Sinasabing ng acknowledgement receipt, pero ang mga napili, sila Merrick Espiratos, sila Gas, etc. Do you think calculated dito ng prosecution?
Of course, planado kung ano yung i-represent mo, but let's not cast aspersions also against the prosecution pagdating doon. Siyempre, strategy nila yan, and it's within their prerogative kung aling ARs. So, sa akin, definitely, kahit naman sa defense, kung ano yung ilalabas namin in a random stack, siyempre po, alam na rin, full control na rin kami kung ano yung ilalabas natin. So, although sinabi natin na siyempre alam nila kung ano yung ilalabas nila, wala naman pong masama doon, prerogative naman po nila yon. Just like magiging prerogative rin ng defense pag kami naman yung nagrepresenta ng mga ganitong receipts. Okay? Sige po. Opo. Sige po. Thank you very much for your patience. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. Magandang hapon po.
Your Honor, please, this notice of suspension, as I mentioned earlier, is a common exhibit, Your Honor. And I will call the witness to please take a look at Annex A of this notice of suspension. which appears to be a tabulation of these undated and dated 2023 acknowledgement receipts. Are you looking at it? Annex A? What is the total, Mr. Witness, based on your Annex A of your notice of suspension of the total amount for acknowledgement receipts issued for a period not covered by the confidential funds?
Can you clarify po yung question? Yung mga dated December 2023 po ba yun?
Yes, Mr. Witness.
Based on this annex po, yung total ng mga acknowledgement receipts na dated December 2023 ay 25,606,000 pesos.
For 2023, 25,606,000. What about confidential funds liquidated based on undated acknowledgement receipts na walang date? Undated.
Based po on
Is that also shown in your Annex A?
Yes po, ma'am.
Can you tell this court how much that amount is for undated acknowledgement receipts na walang petsa?
Ang total amount po ay 3,276,000 pesos po.
Okay. And pag tinotal natin ito, magkano lahat ito ang nakalagay sa notice of suspension mo?
Yung undated tsaka December
Yes, Mr.
2023.
Witness.
Bali, ang magiging total po ay almost 29 million pesos po.
Okay. Sa notice of suspension, what other findings are stated thereon?
Sa notice of suspension po, may findings din po about some expenses po na piniresent doon sa kanilang acknowledgement receipts na hindi presented doon sa kanilang accomplishment report.
What else, Mr. Witness?
Number 5 po dun sa notice of suspension, katulad po nung sinabi ko kanina, yung total expenses nila based on the acknowledgement receipts ay umabot ng 125,150,000, which is 150,000 in excess po doon sa kanilang total expenses based on the accomplishment report na 125 million pesos.
Let me try to understand this. Nag-issue ang total is sobra. Nag-liquidate, pero ang liquidate nila ay sobra sa amount na 150 million.
Ang ginastos po
100
nila
I'm sorry,
based on the acknowledgement
125.
receipts ay sobra po compared dun sa laman ng kanilang accomplishment report.
May discrepancy.
May discrepancy po na 150,000 pesos.
What happened? May notice of suspension. What happened after you issued this notice of suspension? If any?
After po ma-issue yung notice of suspension ay wala na po akong personal knowledge since nag-transfer na po ako to other audit sector po of the Commission on Audit.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. We have just finished the liquidation of the last quarter of 2022. We are we are mindful, Your Honor, of the request of the presiding judge to end at 2:30. Would you like us to continue? There are 3 more quarters for the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education. We can start for 10 more minutes or we can end here. Mr.
Let's end at 2:30, Council. Let's try
Yes,
to
okay.
use up the time. You can proceed with the first quarter of the OVP. All of these documents are admitted and stipulated to by the council correspondent anyway.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Witness, let's now go to the first court, let us now go to the first quarter. Mr. Witness, you mentioned earlier that aside from the fourth quarter of 2022, you also audited the OVP's liquidation of confidential funds for the first 3 quarters of 2023. You confirm that, Mr. Witness?
Yes po, I confirm po.
Okay. If I show you the OVPs, the Office of the Vice President's response dated November 30, 2023, a stipulated document, and for prosecution marked as Exhibit P-1-12-D, dated November 30, 2023. And we are showing it on the screen, Your Honors, for better appreciation by the impeachment court. What, Mr. Witness, were, if any, were the liquidation documents submitted by the Office of the Vice President as regards the confidential funds received for first quarter and the second quarter of 2023?
Counsel, just to point it out, I believe that the November 30 response pertains to the last quarter of 2022, not the first quarter of 2023.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you for pointing it out, Your Honor. For the first quarter of 2023, what documents were submitted by the Office of the Vice President by way of liquidation of the confidential funds for this period?
The documents po submitted by the Office of the Vice President for the first and second quarter of 2023 include yung kanilang liquidation report, yung disbursement voucher, yung cheque, yung obligation request, their physical and financial plan for calendar year 2023, yung kanilang quarterly accomplishment reports, and yung proof of submission po noon dun sa Office of the President, the Senate President, and the Speaker of the House, yung certification po nung accountable officer on the utilization of the confidential fund, yung designation po nung kanilang special disbursing officer, yung specimen signatures nung signatories nung documents, at yung fidelity bond po nung kanilang accountable officers.
And Mr. Witness, if these documents are shown to you, would you be able to identify the same? Again, Your Honor, the documents mentioned by the witness are stipulated documents
Councilman
And-
reports.
marked both by the prosecution and defense. Showing to you, Mr. Witness, liquidation documents for the period covering February 6 to March 29, 2023. For another period, April 25.
Liquidation
Okay. Oh. Among the documents being shown to you is a physical and financial plan issued by the Office of the Vice President for calendar year 2023, being flashed on the screen. Specifically, a physical and financial plan dated January 20, 2023, marked as Exhibit P-1-14-A-1, common exhibit with the respondent, defense. On the lower right side of this document, there appears a signature below the words approved by. Whose signature is this, Mr. Witness?
This is the signature po of the Vice President Sara Duterte.
And again, tell us why you know the signature. Tell us.
Because the OBP po submitted specimen signatures of the signatories po, and one of the specimen signatures submitted is that of the Vice President, and her signature po on the specimen signature submitted is the same with her signature po on this document.
And in this very same document, there is a phrase, quote unquote, approved by. What does this mean?
Ang ibig sabihin po noon ay inapprove po ni Vice Presidente yung contents ng physical and financial plan na sinubmit sa ICFAO.
Please take a look at these documents and tell us what significant observations have you made?
If any.
Based on this document po, hindi po naka-indicate dun sa column A yung specific confidential activities as required po under 4.2 of the Joint Circular 2015-01.
Why is this necessary?
It is necessary po since under item 4.2 po of the Joint Circular, it shall be the basis po ng disbursements ng kanilang confidential fund.
What else did you observe, Mr. Witness?
Since yung hindi po naka-enumerate yung kanilang specific confidential activities, yung columns for the expected outcome at yung column for the physical target ay hindi rin po kompleto since hindi po nakamatch yun doon sa kanilang specific confidential activities.
For the record, because it's not quite clear, could you read for the record what is there stated in the third column?
In the third column po, physical target. Letter A, number of identified areas with surveillance conducted and monitored. And letter B, percentage of activities implemented without and toward security-related incidents.
Okay. You mentioned number of areas. What specific number was indicated there?
Ang wala pong naka-indicate dito, ma'am.
There is no indication as to areas. What about where? Specifically, province, city, where this surveillance is conducted.
Wala pong naka-indicate dito based on this document po.
And why is that necessary, Mr. Witness?
Actually, it is a plan, since it is a physical and financial plan, so ito po talaga yung basis nila for their disbursement.
Okay. What else is indicated there?
What can you repeat your question po?
Ano pa nakalagay dyan sa third column na binabasa natin kanina?
Yung dalawa lang po, yung A and B.
Okay.
Number of identified areas and yung percentage of activities implemented.
And Mr. Witness, any other observation that you have made?
Katulad po nung sinabi ko kanina, dapat ay nakamatch yan dun sa kanilang specific confidential activities. Pero since hindi po naka-enumerate yung kanilang specific confidential activities, so hindi rin po kompleto yung information dun sa kanilang physical target.
Ano naman, based on this, ano naman ang provision, applicable provision ng joint circular?
That is
Ang
yung,
applicable dito.
yung item 4.2 po of the Joint Circular.
Anong 4.2 natin ulit?
It provides there po that all allocations for confidential fund must be supported with a physical and financial plan which shall indicate the proposed amount for each project, programs, and activities where the disbursements from the confidential fund shall be based.
Okay. We now go to the last set of documents, which are also stipulated documents. Three more documents. I am showing to you three checks, specifically land bank checks. A land bank check 002444053 dated January 31, 2023, previously marked as prosecution's exhibit P-1-11-B. Again, this is a stipulated document. What, if any, is the significance of this land bank check? Being flashed on the screen for easy reference.
Ito pong land bank checks, ito yung proof na pwede na nilang i-withdraw yung kanilang cash advance.
At magkano ang land bank check na yan?
Based on this land bank checks po, ang amount po ay 125 million pesos per quarter from the first to third quarter of 2023.
Another check, Land Bank check number 002-45511 dated April 18, 2023, marked as Exhibit P-1-11-C, another stipulated document. What is the significance of this check? Being shown to you, Mr. Witness, and being flashed on the screen for easy reference of the impeachment court.
Ang significance po nito ay pwede na nilang i-withdraw. It is a proof that pwede na nilang i-withdraw yung amount of the cash advance.
And Mr. Witness, these three checks, and there is one last more.
One more check, Counsel.
One more check. Land Bank check number 0002-45664 dated July 13, 2023, marked as prosecution exhibit P-1-11-D, also a stipulated common exhibit. Please take a look at this check. Tell us the significance of this check, even.
The significance of this check po is it is a proof po na pwede na nilang i-withdraw yung kanilang cash advance for this quarter.
And this check submitted to your office, to the COA ICFAO,
Yes, ma'am.
are the very same checks that you identified this afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
With the indulgence of counsel, you want to wrap up there and continue your direct tomorrow?
Yes, Your Honor.
The witness is excused. Mr. Wamil, kindly be here again tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the continuation of your testimony. You will be testifying under the same oath. Now, for some administrative matters, pursuant to the July 20, 2026 ruling of the presiding officer, the BIR, Bureau of Internal Revenue, the Anti-Money Laundering Council, BDO Unibank, Philippine Savings Bank, PS Bank, Metropolitan Bank and Trust Company, Security Bank, Land Bank of the Philippines, and the Bank of the Philippine Islands, through their representatives, submitted the subpoena documents to the Office of the Clerk of Court on July 30, 2026. During their submission, however, BDO Unibank and Security Bank manifested their request for an additional period of 10 days. 10 banking days rather, until August 13 to submit documents which they were not able to submit on time. BDO requested for additional time to retrieve, compile, produce, and submit item number 3 in the subpoena, namely all account transactions, records, ledgers, journals, etc., and transaction logs. Meanwhile, Security Bank manifested that due to the volume, it was unable to complete the printing of documents pertaining to 2 of the 20 entities, namely GenCorp Industries and Cali 88 Foods Corporation. In view of the foregoing, the court resolves to note and grant the request of BDO for an additional 10 days, 10 banking days rather, or until August 13 to submit the additional documents required by the subpoena duces tecum. Right, likewise, BDO is directed to submit 4 additional USB flash drives containing the electronic copies of the subpoena documents which were submitted on July 30. The same ruling applies for the other banks and government agencies and offices. The court also notes and grants the request of Security Bank for an additional 10 working days from July 30 or until August 13 to submit to the clerk of court the 3 certified true copies and 5 USB flash drives containing the complete electronic copies of the bank records pertaining to GenCorp Industries Incorporated and Cali Foods 88. For the information of the senator judges, the clerk of court received the submission coming from the BIR after the BIR commissioner submitted a presidential authorization providing for the release of the documents from the BIR as required by Section 71 in relation to Section 270 of the National Internal Revenue Code, in compliance again with the court's directive prior to receiving its submission. for the information of the center judges and then for the information of the parties. Copies shall be given, if at all, to the parties after the submissions shall have been completed, where the parties will be given equal opportunity to review the documents, photocopy the same, and study the same, since this is still the last article we will be taking up. So ordered.